Dear all, welcome to my channel Biology Notes. Today I will discuss about the discovery of transformation and experimental proof that DNA mediates transformation in bacteria. Contents of the video include general overview, important characteristic features of Streptococcus pneumoniae, Griffith's experiment, and finally experimental proof that DNA mediates transformation. In the last video, I had already discussed about the transformation mode of genetic exchange in bacteria. About 80 species of bacteria are known to be capable of transformation. This phenomenon was first discovered in Streptococcus pneumoniae in 1928 by Frederick Griffith. Griffith called the agent as the transforming principle responsible for transformation. But in 1944, Oswald T. Avery, Colin M. Magliot, and Maclean McCarty demonstrated that the transforming principle was DNA. Before we start Griffith's experiment, we must know some important informations about Streptococcus pneumoniae. Like all other living organisms, pneumococci also exhibit genetic variability that can be recognized by the existence of different phenotypes. But Griffith selected two very important characteristics for demonstration of transformation. One was the presence or absence of a polysaccharide capsule surrounding the bacterial cells, and another was the type of capsule, that is, the specific molecular composition of the polysaccharides present in the capsule. He cultivated two strains of pneumococci bacteria on blood agar medium in petri dishes. One strain of pneumococci had capsules. They form large, shiny, smooth colonies and were thus designated as type S. This type S pneumococci are virulent or pathogenic, causing pneumonia in mammals such as mice and humans. There are several types of S strains, each with a distinct chemical composition of the polysaccharide coat. Thus, they are designated as type 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Griffith worked with 2S and 3S strains which have type 2 and type 3 coats respectively. The second strain of pneumococci produced small, rough surfaced colonies and thus designated as type R. This strain lacks capsule. This strain is non-virulent or harmless. Actually, R strain carries a mutation that prevents it from making the polysaccharide coat. Occasionally, S-type cells mutate into R-type cells and R-type cells mutate into S-type cells. The mutations are type specific, meaning if a 2S cell mutates into an R cell, also called 2R, then that R cell can mutate back only into a 2S cell but not a 3S cell. This is the diagrammatic representation of Griffith's experiment. These are the living type 2R pneumococci bacteria without capsule. They are non-virulent. When these bacteria were injected into the body of mice, the mice were survived. No pneumococci bacteria were recovered. Now, the second step. These are living type 3S pneumococci. They have capsule and are virulent. Griffith injected these bacteria into the body of mice. As a result, the mice were died and type 3S virulent bacteria were recovered from the carcasses. Now, the third step. Here, virulent type 3S bacteria were heat killed and transformed into non-virulent stage. He injected this heat killed type 3S bacteria into the body of mice and the mice were survived and no bacteria recovered. Now, the fourth step. It is the most significant step. He taken type 2R strain living bacteria and heat-killed type 3S bacteria. Both are non-virulent. He injected both these bacteria into the body of mice. He found that many of the mice succumbed to pneumonia and live type 3S cells were recovered from the carcasses. Now, the question arose why mice were died. It was confirmed that 3S bacteria were arisen not for mutation. If mutation had some effect, then 2S bacteria would have arisen. Griffith concluded that some 2R bacteria had somehow been transformed into smooth, virulent 3S bacteria by interaction with the dead 3S bacteria. Griffith believed that the unknown agent responsible for the change in the genetic material was a protein, but he had no experimental evidence how this agent bringing about the genetic change. He called this agent as the transforming principle. So, from the Griffith experiment, it was concluded that something from the heat-killed cells had converted the live type 2R cells to type 3S. But Griffith had no experimental evidence about this agent. In 1944, Oswald T. Avery, Colin M. MacLeod, and Maclean McCarty showed that DNA is the only component of the type 3S cells required to transform type 2R cells into type 3S. In their experiment, they had taken various types of enzymes. They are deoxyribonuclease or DNase, which degrades DNA, ribonuclease or RNase, which degrades RNA, proteases, which degrade proteins. The details of their work, sometimes called the Avery, MacLeod, and McCarty experiment. Now, in this diagram, I am showing the experiment that they had performed to prove that the transforming principle is DNA. They began their isolation procedure with large quantities of liquid cultures of type 3S virulent cells. The cells were centrifuged, collected, and heat killed. Then the cells were homogenized and several extractions with the detergent deoxycholate had done. Finally, the researchers obtained a soluble filtrate that retained the ability to induce transformation of type 2R avirulent cells. Protein was removed from the active filtrate by several chloroform extractions, and polysaccharides were enzymatically digested and removed. Finally, precipitation with ethanol yielded a fibrous mass that still retained the ability to induce transformation of type 2R avirulent cells. Here, the blue colors indicate type 3S cells and red colors indicate type 2R cells. In the first step, they mixed type 2R cells and type 3S filtrate. After transformation, both type 2R and type 3S cells were recovered. So here 3S contains active factor. In the second step, 3S filtrate was treated with proteases like trypsin, chymotrypsin, etc. So in that filtrate, there were no proteins. Type 2R cells then mixed with protease treated 3S filtrate. After transformation, both 2R and 3S cells were recovered. So, we can conclude that the active factor is not protein. In the third step, 3S filtrate was treated with ribonuclease. So, in that filtrate, there were no RNA molecules. The type 2R cells and RNase treated 3S filtrate were mixed. After transformation, both type 2R and type 3S cells were recovered. So, it is confirmed that active factor is not RNA. Now, the fourth step. Here, 3S filtrate was treated with deoxyribonuclease. So, in that filtrate, there was no DNA molecules. The type 2R cells and DNase treated 3S filtrate were mixed. When they recovered the cells and analyzed, they found only 2R cells. It meant that there was no transformation event. So, they confirmed that all the DNA materials of 3S filtrate were destroyed due to DNA treatment, and there were no DNA molecules of 3S cells to transform 2R cells into 3S cells. In this way, they concluded that the transforming principle is DNA. So, this is all about the Griffith's experiment and the discovery of transforming principle. If you have any query, please write in the comment section. Like and share the video. Subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get notification of new video. Stay with us, keep watching. Thank you.